a lot of this is just kind of a rerun of attacks that we've been seeing for some time now, right? Do we learn or hear much new?
Hey, Tom, 1 second. 1 second, Tom.
Thank you for your time.
Mr. President.
Very nice. I saw you there. Very nice.
Mr. President, you were talking about your cases. If you get in the White House, would you ask your Attorney General to drop the federal cases against you? Would you ask your Attorney General next year, if you get in the White House, to drop the federal cases against you?
There's nonsense.
The response was that he does not want to talk. I don't know. Sorry, you guys all captured that in real time there. The former president walking into his Bedminster estate there. And the question that I asked to him, just as a setup here, was, Tom, about the federal cases that are still pending against him. And over the course of those 90 minutes here outside of his club, he talked about a range of issues from the economy, high gas prices, high food prices, the state of the economy. But he also went in and bemoaned the fact that these charges and potential sentencing in the New York-related case next month are still all pending against him in the backdrop of this election here. And the question that you just heard me attempt to ask him there was about whether he would ask his next Attorney General in 2025 to drop the cases, the federal cases, against him if he were to get back into the White House. And as I don't know if you could or could not hear, he said he did not want to talk about those issues at this time here. And so I think there's a lot of outstanding questions, clearly in the next 2.5 months, but the former president answering a series of questions on a range of issues here today. Tom.
Well, you did a great job there reaching out and trying to get a real-time reaction, so thank you for that. Always on the job, the intrepid Vaughn Hillyard. Listen, we saw another one of these press conferences from the former president, a week ago at Mar-a-Lago. He calls it a press conference, but it's not really like news is being made here. It seems like kind of just an opportunity for him to vamp for 90 minutes.
Right, and he's trying to strike an actual contrast with Kamala Harris, the top of the Democratic ticket, who he has criticized and tried to make an issue out of the fact that she hasn't done an interview or answered extensive questions since taking over the top of the ticket here. And so Donald Trump has not been keen to take news organizations' questions over the course of the last year and a half, really ever since leaving Washington, D.C. in the aftermath of January 6th. But the last week, it's been a little bit different, and he did take a series of questions here, and one of the questions that a fellow reporter asked him was about Nikki Haley's criticisms just 2 nights ago about what she said was a lack of focus from his campaign, and the fact that he was focusing on personal attacks, like questioning Kamala Harris's race and questioning her crowd sizes and saying that she wants him to win, but he and the campaign need to focus. And the reporter asked about those attacks, and he said that he feels like the personal attacks are warranted, seemingly suggesting that he is not going to stop from going on offense against him, again, suggesting related to the charges, the 4 indictments that have been brought against him, that they are politically motivated. His argument that he has made consistently and that Democrats are responsible for the indictments against him, and so therefore he feels like it's warranted. And in terms of the campaign focus, today's event was actually a little bit different. You can see some of the boxed foods, cereals, Oreos, milk, eggs, that he was trying to highlight here as prices that had been increased over the last years. I mean, all of this is sort of difficult here to consolidate into a couple talking points, if I may, though, Tom, right? Because if you're looking at the economy, right, you're looking at the fact that inflation just 2 years ago was 7-8%. Now it's down to under 3%. Typically, an average is 2% inflation. And so this for Donald Trump, when we're talking about some of these issues, some of the data points have actually turned against what could have been politically beneficial to him. And so this is where Donald Trump is now heeding some of that outside advice to try to hone in and take on some of the issues while also maintaining his personal attacks in the way that Donald Trump has over the last 9 years.
Listen, you make a very good point. I think it's worth repeating. Inflation hit 9% 2 years ago, the direct result of the supply chain crisis. We've seen it globally. It still exists in Europe to a much worse extent, and we are now well below 3%, 2.9%. However, he also makes a good point that so far Vice President Harris has not held news conference availabilities, and we'll keep on her campaign for that.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.